What's good to my peeps? How you doing, people? Thank you for viewing in on my channel. Before we get going, please hit that subscribe button before another minute go by. You use another minute in this daytime process that's going on that's called time. Another edition, another session of Nino's 2 cents. I want to speak on something that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I hope, peeps, y'all riding with me on this. Because through all of this, I think we should give a shout out and recognize just how great, solid, tough, rugged these peoples is. The toughest, resilient, but yet humble people I vision every day. And that's the homelessness, or the homeless. People, do you know in 2024, there was more than 771,000 people was experiencing homelessness in the United States. That's almost 250,000 people that don't have no home, don't have no shelter, don't know where their next dollar gonna go, don't know what answers when questions are to be asked, don't know what's gonna happen. And that's a staggering number. Almost 1 million people are homeless. The rate of homelessness rose from 1.75 to 1.96. That's a heck of an increase. That's basically a 0.21 increase in homelessness. Black Americans, unfortunately, have the highest rate of homelessness. Now, that right there is very interesting to me because I have seen an influx of Caucasian homeless people in the black communities, in the suburban communities, in the middle class communities. So that was a very interesting number that I didn't know, but hey, it is what it is. California accounted for nearly 30% of all homeless, of the homelessness. I can dig it. I can believe that because, see, I can see it. The bigger the territory, the bigger the homelessness. So, you know, I stay myself in Texas. I stay in the DF Dud. I mean, we not a big metropolis, but we not no small little rinky-dink area that only has a few hundred people, a few thousand people. And I see the vast abundance of homelessness of all colors and creeds and origins just walking every day and surviving and being strong in my area or the environment that I'm around. New York, of course, is the melting pot of homelessness. Here we go again. That's the big Mecca. Everybody know how big New York is. I remember Curtis Blow had a song way back. And a lot of you millennials, y'all probably don't know Curtis Blow. But see, I'm old school. There are 8 million stories in a naked city. So just think about that. 8 million people in a city, and we know New York is way larger, way bigger, way more populated than that. So there you go. Again, the more people, the more homelessness, the more people alive that in jeopardy. Cause of homelessness. It's been said many things. A lack of low-cost housing nationwide. I'm glad to get to this point because I think many people think a cause of homelessness is one certain reason, and it's not. But I'm going to get to it. The limited scale of housing assistance programs. See, I believe what it is, people are usually getting on Section 8 uh, they usually get on housing, and when that ran down or when that was cut, because a lot of people do live on a fixed income, that knocks out everything. So, a lot of people are getting a check month to month, and you only can live so, how can I say, greatly, or you can only live by the means that you're given when you're living on a fixed income. So there you go. When you cut out the Section 8s, or say housing under urban development like HUD or whatever, then even though people are getting a check, they can't afford, no $85,000 home. They can't afford no $50,000 home. They can't afford no $30,000 home. So there you go. The cost of rental housing greatly exceeds wages earned by low-income renters. Back to my story. Even the cost of a home, a $25,000 home, when you're living on a fixed income, you cannot afford that. That takes working a 9-to-5 job, or a 10-hour job, or a job that you working and getting overtime. That's what it takes to be able to live properly and get a home of that magnitude. So this is where I'm getting to my point. When I mean the toughest, the most resilient, but the humble people I vision every 24. I am so fascinated, but not glorifying the homeless. Being a homeless person, being homeless, as a person that's fortunately God blessed and put in the right situation as myself to manage to be able to work and be able to have a job, the resources I need to pay my bills, to live in a home. Me, myself, I stay in an apartment. But still, that's better than just being homeless. I'm not a homeowner, and I'm not about to be a homeowner. But I stay in an apartment. But I am fortunate enough, and God is looking after me when I'm able to work a job, pay my bills, be able to pay my rent, and so on and so on. Or something occurred. Be able to create an opportunity, even if something happened to the job that I'm currently on now, to be blessed to go out and get another job. And even though in this day and time, jobs are hard to get. So, I'm being blessed where homeless people are not being blessed. But still, and that's still in the game of life. I'm able to have my own transportation, as I say, a place to go. Do you know when it's cold and rainy and it's Arctic air out there, inclement weather outside, or when it's the heat of the summer? I'm talking about 400 degrees, feel like you're in an oven. I'm talking about it's so hot outside that at nighttime, at nighttime when the sun go down, it's 90 to 95 degrees, and through the daytime, it's 100 to 120 degrees. Homeless people are dealing with that. They are so tough. Just think about it. Their mindset, their physical ability to be able to endure and take this on. Hey man, that's great. A homeless person daily work agenda where we go work as a regular individual, a 8 to 4, a 9 to 5, a 10 to 6. A homeless person job is to maintain and manage the everyday struggles of life, not knowing where your next dollar going to be, not knowing where your next meal is going to be, not knowing when possibly, what's about to come to you. It's a lot of things that's going on. They have to have proper clothes. Not knowing when something gonna come to them that's not wanted. Homeless people are so solid and tough. People, I believe, that go through a lot of things that are fortunate to have homes and so on and so on, but are worrying about everything else. They can learn something from the homeless people. Remember, they have to have everything proper and proper garments and everything. Think about it too, it's like this. When a homeless person gets sick, as just recently, me myself, I had a bout, and a lot of the nation was going through a flu. Now, I had to go to the doctor. I was able to use my insurance from my job and other resources to go get the proper medication and the proper medicines and see my physician to get myself back right. But think a homeless person of the homelessness. They are outside, all right, and caught a cold, the flu, COVID, even pneumonia. Now, the bacteria has consumed their body. And you know, they don't have nowhere to go warm and lay in. I have seen and heard where a woman said that she's homeless, that she was in the hospital for 2 months, and when she came out, she was back homeless on the street and she got sick. People, do you know that lady had to lay in the alley for 5 days, still trying to deal with that sickness? Only thing she had was some few clothes to keep her body warm. But again, when you're outside dealing with these weather conditions, dealing with extreme drastic measures like that, her body is not getting, or is not in the proper temperatures to get herself back. So it's prolonging her recovery. And I seen the woman and she's still like breathing. I talked to her. I had gave her some money to get her something to eat, and desperately tried to convince her to go back to the county hospital and try to get proper help so she can get medication. But she was still breathing with heavy congestion and so on and so on. But again, this lady had a smile on her face, was humble, wasn't whining about what she was going through. She asked, do you mind giving me something to eat? And I'm like, this lady is just so much of a soldier and so much of a gladiator, because she could have been, for one thing, very upset because what she's going through, and another thing, asking, well, could you help assist me, or maybe even say, I don't have nowhere to go. Could I stay at your place? I'm sick. I'm really feeling bad. But again, she never did that. The homelessness, again, deal with so many drastic problems, and yet they have a smile, and yet they continue to push on. Man, I'm talking about, it is so envious to watch these people. Remember, people, I know us in the United States and other countries are so much consumed and, how can I say, programmed to look up the athletes, to look up the celebrities, to look up the doctors, to look up the lawyers, policewomen. And yes, I'm going to give them their credit. I'm not going to knock them. But as I see it, me, Nino, in my little couple of cents, in my opinion, that I always talk over with one of my good friends and my partners. Hey man, homeless people are straight up some of this. They are tough as nails. Because people, I'm going to put it to you like this. Imagine you being homeless, no matter how you homeless. Imagine what you're going through on a long, consistent time. I'm talking about, some people are homeless for days. Some people are homeless for weeks. Some people are homeless for months. Some people are homeless for years. Now, I'm finna share a point here. You got people that lose jobs, lose money, go gamble out money, you know, big sums of money, but still have a way or a resource and healthy to get back on their feet and try to, you know, do it again, where they can get back on the money or they can replace that money. Instead, they'll go get assault weapon. They'll go get an assault weapon, Now their mentality is gone. Take the assault weapon because they have had a major loss and their mind is weak because it's not nothing but mentally. And they will walk in a place and unalive masses of people going out like a coward. Think about what a homeless person is going through. If anybody you would think would lose their mentality and go out like a coward and have nothing to lose because what they facing, it would be a homeless person. But still, I have seen homeless people come, brilliant ideas, even though they are less fortunate, help the fortunate, not asking for nothing. Keep that mindset of, I'm just going to keep pushing every day, not questioning, not complaining, not what if, not, oh, well, why me? Just continue to push on and persevere and just glad to make it another day. Again, don't know what the next day, don't know what the next minute, don't know what the next hour is going to bring them, but keep an attitude of positivity. If you homeless, your mind can stay, you think your mind will stay in negativity. But they are more positive. They have been more positive than even myself, me, Nino. And I have this the everyday struggles of life too. But I do have a roof over my head. I do have a car to drive. I do have clothes to put on my back. But homeless people, as I say, keep a positive vibe no matter what. And man, it is just great. It is just something that I have never seen in my life. Homeless people are the most solid, again, tough, resilient people I've seen in my life. Before I go, I want to clear up one more thing about homeless people. Because most of the people said or coined the phrase, well, they're homeless because they have drug addictions or drug dependencies. And as I explained earlier, a lot of the reason why people are homeless or homelessness because of low housing programs have been cut loose, or they only make a certain amount on their monthly check, so they can't afford maybe a home. Maybe it's myself or you guys. They can't even afford an apartment. I pay for an apartment myself. So what I'm trying to say, the financial resources that they have is not enough, or the programs that they need to live on a fixed income, they are cut and then they're done away with. So now a lot of the homelessness, even though you get that monthly check, you still have to, they still need to pay their rent. They still need to buy food, survive, and all of them all of that, this has went astray. But you will get people, first thing you will see a homeless person or the homelessness, when you driving through your city and you come up the red light intersection and they ask you, you got any change or anything like that. Oh, they out there because they're on drugs. Yeah, many of them are, but let's cut that narrative that that's the main factor why they are out there, because they're not. A lot of time homelessness is this, it just what it is. You had a bad luck of the draw and things can happen. Just like I always say, a homeless person is not different than me. I work a job, check to check. I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Something happened and I can't be employed or work and get the money that I need to pay my rent, take care of my bills, put food in my place, keep gas for my car, etc., I could be homeless. The toughest, resilient, but humble people I vision every 24. Shout out to the homeless, because we should really give them people their props. When you're going through something and you think you got it bad, just go up, look outside. Just go up to a Dollar General. Go up to a supermarket. Go up on a main street in your city and go to intersections. And you see really whatever you're going through, you not having it bad as some people are. And they stay solid. They stay humble. They not going off the deep end. They taking it one day at a time, and they still keeping the faith. This is your man Nino with my little 2 cents. Love.